These are our happy faces. Happy that that's over.
Out on a Jeep drive? Do you like driving in the Jeep? Yeah, look at that smile. You're hot. You look like you're happy, but you're just hot. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today is a Friday night. Just got off work, and Lindsay and I are out on a big Jeeping adventure, doing the Virgin River Overlooks, which is like a 37-mile kind of just backcountry drive, nothing too major. Although this first little road that we came down, it's a little steep and got a lot of loose big rocks on it, so I think might air down the tires just a little bit, just to give us a little more traction, and maybe throw it in four-wheel drive just to make it a little more comfortable to drive around. But you could probably totally do this in just a standard two-wheel drive with a little bit of clearance so far. But yeah, excited to get out and do a Jeep drive and get away from the computer for a little bit and enjoy the scenery. It's beautiful out here.
You ready to go? Ready to go, Lex?
Are you enjoying this, Lexi? Are you having a good time? You're not smiling anymore. You were smiling before. Is it because you're on camera? You look sleepy.
I love how she just leans into me.
What a view.
I don't know. It looks awfully steep.
It's probably not as bad as it looks. It makes the turn flattens out, so we should be fine. Throw it in four-wheel drive just in case.
Basically just came from that ridge. I found something kind of funny. A copy of a $100 bill.
I should. Wow.
It says copy on it.
Interesting.
I was like, ooh, jackpot. And then luckily it says copy on it real nice and big. So it's kind of funny.
Wow.
I'll leave it here for somebody else to find. It looked fairly real at first.
It does look...
I mean, you know, from far away.
So behind me is one of the flow metering stations for the Virgin River. And this is where they calculate the CFS, or cubic feet per second, of water that travels through the river. And the reason this is important, at least to us, is if you want to hike the Narrows, you have to make sure that it's open, and the Park Service will open or close the Narrows based on the cubic feet per second, or the CFS of water flowing through the canyon. So that's the same water that's flowing through this river behind us. So they use this gauging station to determine how much. And right now I believe it's in like the 35 to 45 cubic feet per second range, which is really low. So super safe to walk in at the Narrows, and a lot of fun to be in. They'll close it at 150 cubic feet per second, and I've heard that it's pretty strenuous to hike it at about 120 feet per second. And we were riding back on the tour bus late a few nights ago after we hiked the Angel's Landing hike, and they were telling us about a huge flash flood that happened where the CFS bumped up from like 50 cubic feet per second to 5,400 cubic feet per second, like instantly from the flood, which is just crazy. But the whole area had received like 3 inches of rain in an hour, and it all just ran down into the Virgin River and just completely flooded the Narrows. Just hard to even imagine. But that's what's behind us, gauging station. And hopefully we can get back up this hill, because it was a little crazier than I expected it to be. I'm going to air down the tires a lot more. I'm going to disconnect our sway bar links and allow the articulation to go, and try to crawl up it. We should be totally fine. That's why we bought a Jeep. Okay, Papa Girl, let's go.
Our happy faces. Happy that that's over. That's a little much.
That was a lot much. That's something you should probably do with a friend so they can pull you up when you get stuck. Because it was fine, like we got up it okay, but there were 2 parts that we got caught in between some rocks, and just the whole thing kind of sat down, and I wasn't quite sure we were going to be able to dig our way back up without just digging a big hole. I can see why they rated this a 3.0, mainly just because of the steepness, and there's so many big rocks that you can't just get grip. So like I aired our tires down to 22 PSI, and I wouldn't go much lower than 20 with the tire setup that we have. So we were reaching our limits of what we could and couldn't do. And that was pretty close.
Well, and it's kind of good to see what a level 3 or whatever the 3 rating is here, because even though it should be the same, you know, everywhere, it's not quite. So it's kind of good for us to see what that was, and then to make decisions about what we want to do or not do on other Jeep drives during this trip.
So this level 3 system is not like a national or a standard or anything. It's this website that I found called Jeepin' in the USA that has some GPX files, like the routes that you can take out here, and he has his own rating system, and he kind of describes what kind of vehicle you should have. So for a level 3, you should have something like a Jeep that's got a low range 4x4, maybe a little higher clearance, definitely better tires, something you can air down a little bit, and be prepared to air down, and prepared to like rescue yourself a little bit, I guess. So you don't have to worry too much like body damage or crazy like flipping over or anything, but it's just you might get stuck on a level 3. So thankfully we didn't. Now we're gonna go, I'm gonna stop sweating and calm my nerves a little bit, and we're gonna eat dinner. So I don't know if you can see this on here, but these 3 dots, or yeah, 3 dots here, those are where we went. So the hill starts at this first dot, and you really kind of want to stop before that. So kind of where the blue dot is right now, that's about where you want to stop if you don't want to go down that hill. If you get to that first yellow dot, you're already semi-committed to going down the hill, and it's going to be a problem. You're going to have to back out. All the way through here, though, is really rough. The sun's going down, and it's going to get dark soon, and we've still got, you can see my screen, we're at Overlook, what is this, the Virgin Overlook 4. We skipped 3 because it's way out of the way here, so we still got to go all the way up here and back to town. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you can catch up on our next adventures. We'll catch you later. See ya.